Young, homeless and gay in Jamaica.
Grenada confronts gender violence.
Does Carnival send mixed messages?
From across the Caribbean.
This is Live Up the Show. Hello everyone and welcome back. We hope you've been well since our last show. Now when we focused at most at-risk populations, that is the most at risk of contracting HIV, it is important to realize that young people fall into every one of those categories, right? That is sex workers, that's men who have sex with men, that's those who embrace a culture of multiple partners, and those struggling with poverty, for whom sex is a transactional activity.
Yes, and if you add to that fact that AIDS is not spoken about as much as it was in the previous generation, you realize that a lot of young people are not taking HIV as seriously as they should. I mean, no one should even be considering sex without a condom unless they are 100% sure of their status and that of their partners.
Well, Regional Testing Day is held across the region every year in June. So that's a great opportunity for everyone to know your status. Get tested. It's free.
Yes, it is. And there are lots of testing centres set up in every country. Many of them are in churches, as the faith-based community is very supportive of HIV testing, understanding that the safety of their flock is paramount.
So watch out for the ads telling you when and where to get tested. That's if you have access to media. Some people barely have access to somewhere safe to sleep, as we hear in this report from Simone Absalom.
There is concern that the rate of infection of HIV will go up as a number of Jamaican parents, on hearing their child is gay, throw them out of their homes. Many are forced to live on the streets, a situation that puts them at risk. Our first conversation is with one of those teens. Of course, he and other MSMs, men who have sex with men who appear in the report, refused to show their faces for fear of being harmed because of who they are.
I'm intelligent, I'm very funny, polite, sometimes sad. But I'm a person that always dedicate myself for other persons out there. I always put the best of my ability out there. I mean, in whatever I do, I always learn to do it the best. I do have friends, do have family, not working.
I know that there have been attempts to have them housed and so on, but you know, it's not just an issue for the LGBT community. Homelessness is a serious concern in Jamaica, and in a way, this is just sort of heightened, and the media grab onto the fact that they're gays. Those from the lower income groups, of course, have the most terrible and frightening challenges every day.
1,500 people are homeless in Jamaica, 680 adults, and just about 800 teens. A number of them are members of the gay community. We sat down with Executive Director of J-Flag, Dane Lewis, to get their take on the issue.
There were over 30 young people in the Kingston metropolitan region. We know that the issue is widespread across the island, but certainly the spaces that they congregate in are those metropolitan regions, so like Montego Bay and Kingston would be the spaces where you'd find the homeless population coming together. Some as young as 14, and most recently I think there was even a 12-year-old who was amongst the set in Kingston. And the age is really what is troubling, because they're being kicked out younger and younger. And then the social support services, government services are not kicking in to take control. I think some of them expect it to be a pretty life because they feel that, you know, having been kicked out now, there's this support group and that life is fun and exciting on the street. It really isn't. And they're often targeted, you know, stones may be hurled at them. And then they have to struggle to find food. Well, the reality that sex work is an option, and oftentimes is the only option for them to be able to find the next plate of food. That clearly suggests that they're putting themselves at greater risk of contracting and transmitting HIV. And we know how sex work goes, that the higher the price, the greater risk people are willing to take.
It was founded by me July the 5th, 2012 out of the need of MSM sex workers and positive MSM sex workers, right? And other MSM. And we said that if we could train these persons to get a certificate and get a job, this would enable them to mitigate some of the problems due to them, which is, for instance, displacement, homelessness. They could fight back, they could combat against poverty and all of this stuff. So basically we focus on vocational training and job placement. And that is how basically we partner with Heart Trust and we partner with Manpower Agency.
So how was life before the Color Pink group?
Well, life was a bit challenging. It was challenging in a way that I actually found myself living on the road. Well, started going to leather workshops. I became a part of the Color Pink group some months ago, which empowered me, helped me a lot, and teach me a lot about myself.
It takes someone to be in that position to understand the situation that they are going through. And I was in that position, so I know how it is. And people will say, why they don't come from underneath the bridge? Why they don't just find us somewhere else to live? It's not that easy. It's just like talking to someone who is a drug addict. It's not easy to walk away from drugs. You understand me? So homelessness is not something you just get up tomorrow and just say, okay, I'm not going to be homeless. You understand? It takes a process, and it takes someone to take that person through that process.
The Color Pink group has more than 20 members now and counting. They and other advocate groups are shining the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm Simone Absalom reporting for the Public Broadcasting Corporation of Jamaica and the Live Up Show.
The Color Pink. Now, there's a group that's saving lives, and probably more than we think.
Yes, definitely right. By giving HIV-positive sex workers other options for survival, there's no knowing how many men and women have escaped infection, especially those who like to pay extra for sex without a condom.
I just can't understand it, Reagan, why anyone would take such a risk. That is why it is so important for you to know your status, and that way you can make informed decisions. Here's what T. Ray from Cover Drive has to say about testing.
Hi, I'm T. Ray from Cover Drive. The scariest part about HIV testing is the needle. Know your status. Get tested.
Driving around on the public road fast is a hazard. Drinking and unprotected sex is just another example of careless and irresponsible behavior. I think it's really important for young people to try and actually be engaged in what is smart and what is right for first yourself and then others. That mutual respect needs to be nurtured. So from the circle, love, protect, and respect. Live up.
Live up, shout, live up.
Gender violence seems to be in the news every night now. Is it that it's happening more, or is it just covered up before? I don't know. Anyway, whatever the answer, the actions of the media reporting it, the brave people speaking up about it, there's a groundswell of change happening. You know, and the authorities in one island are moving towards a zero-tolerance approach to gender violence.
Grenada has experienced high incidences of domestic violence and sexual abuse over the years. In some instances, over 300 cases of intimate partner violence were reported. Meantime, the Grenada National Organization of Women, GNOW, has been producing projects and programs both at the community and at the state level to help reduce the incidence of gender-based violence.
In 2006, the Grenada National Organization of Women began implementing a 3-year project aimed at reducing the levels of violence against women and the adoption of a zero-tolerance approach at the national level in dealing with cases of rape, domestic violence, and sexual assault. Components of the project included the proposal for the Protection Against Sexual Harassment Act, the National Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault Protocol, and the establishment of a community volunteer program. The National Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault Protocol was designed to define the roles and responsibilities for an integrated approach from 4 main sectors of the state.
The 4 main responders, as we like to call them, the law enforcement, the medical section, social services, and the legal sectors. And when we looked at the way victims were being treated, we felt that there were some gaps in how they were treated, and the protocol was designed to provide guidelines to all these sectors of how to treat victims of domestic violence. In May 17, 2011, the Honorable Tillman Thomas, then he was the Prime Minister, signed off on the Domestic Violence and Sexual Abuse Protocol, making it legitimate, making it legislation, making it a document that can be used now, that you can make reference to something that it need to be used or must be used by all the 4 sectors in relationship to treatment of victims of domestic violence and sexual abuse.
Discussions are now on the table in the health sector for establishing a standard operations procedure for reporting and treating cases of domestic violence. This will lead to a standardized approach to the way evidence is collected, which will have an overall impact at the judiciary level.
The community volunteer program, Community Watchdog, has had tremendous success on the island. A network of volunteers was developed in each parish, including Karakou, to support women and men experiencing gender-based violence, and in some cases, to take action by notifying the relevant authorities.
A lot of the times people keep saying it's redundant and we keep doing the same thing and we may not see results because we're just going out there and we're talking. But when you interact with people and you somehow they get that warmth that you actually care, it's really, really important. And knowing that you have somewhere to go and you have somebody you can call. Just hearing a friendly voice at the end of a line can do so much for somebody. And I think it's so important that we keep educating. Yes, there may be a lot of the times people can keep saying the same thing, same thing, but it's effective if we keep saying the same thing.
The education has encouraged me to stick to my decisions and to just move on with life. And do whatever I can to survive on my own. And they have also encouraged me to encourage others who are in those kind of situations to get out.
Though the proposal for the Protection Against Sexual Harassment Act has not yet been passed in Grenada, the pressure is on from the international community to take action soon. Meantime, through the efforts of organizations like GNOW, more survivors are coming out and speaking about domestic violence. The movement to a zero-tolerance approach is the new hope to end the vicious cycle of gender-based violence. Amanda John reporting from Grenada for Live Up the Show.
Amanda John in Grenada demonstrating there the power of the people.
Yes.
They're speaking out, asking for zero tolerance.
Well, people can sometimes forget that they have a voice. One group that definitely has a voice is the Jamaica Youth Theatre, who were the winners of the recent I Like Myself Song Contest, which is sponsored by Live Up and PSI Caribbean. Well, the first prize is $2,500 US, plus, Alex, they got a recording and music video, which we are going to show you right now. It is very cool.
Life was said.
Productivity was said.
Condom use was said.
Abstinence, better option. Yo, we are the youth from JYT. Driven by the rhythm and the drum beat. We turn up our message on the street.
We are conscious youth and we ought to be.
We get tested. We use a condom. We keep it safe. We respect myself. We are Caribbean youth and we embrace ourselves. We get tested. We use a condom. We keep it safe. We respect myself. We are Caribbean youth and we embrace ourselves. Hear this. Put on your boots if you're in the line.
Up with the gloves before you start shine.
Roll on your rubbers at the head of time.
We say use a condom every time. Yo, turn your attention at the prevention. Access to condom distribution.
Yo, no stigma.
No discrimination.
We're taking it to zero HIV infection.
Yo, my sister, queen and princess.
Yo, my sister and daughter and empress.
Caribbean virgin and all youth man.
Live up, love, protect, respect. Hear what the youth them a say.
What them a say?
We get tested. We use a condom.
We keep it safe.
We respect myself. We are Caribbean youth and we embrace ourselves.
We get tested.
We use a condom.
We keep it safe.
We respect myself. We are Caribbean youth and we embrace ourselves. Put on your boots if you're in the line.
Up with the gloves before you start shine.
Roll on your rubbers at the head of time.
We say use a condom every time. Turn your attention at the prevention. Access to condom distribution.
Yo, no stigma.
No discrimination.
We're taking it to zero HIV infection.
Live up, love, protect, respect. Hear what the youth them a say. What them a say?
We get tested. We use a condom.
We keep it safe.
We respect myself. We are Caribbean youth and we embrace ourselves.
We are the youth from JYT, driven by the rhythm and the drum beat. To turn up a message on the street, we are conscious youth and we ought to be. We are the youth from JYT, driven by the rhythm and the drum beat. To turn up a message on the street, we are conscious youth and we ought to be. Ought to be, ought to be.
Catchy. In a moment, we will look at an earlier Live Up report where we asked the question if adults' behavior at Carnival was sending mixed messages to the young ones.
Part of living is going out and making good informed decisions. This is the most powerful defense in my mind of our generation. We have a serious problem with AIDS. We have a serious problem with a lot of things that young people are dealing with. But we have to be the one that create the social movement that change it. We have to be the change agent we're looking for. Remember, live up, love, protect, respect.
Live up, shout, live up, shout.
In this archive report from Fabian Pear, we take a look at Trinidad's Carnival and the mixed messages sent to young people by the sexuality that's on display.
It is called the greatest show on earth, and it's something not just locals but international participants look forward to every year. It is a time of freedom.
Just before we had to go into serious fasting as a Catholic, and therefore you want to maybe sneak in a couple of sins.
And the results are as plain as day. It is well established that Carnival in Trinidad and Tobago is a time of heightened sexual activity.
We don't have a culture that embraces the fact that we are sexual, except for, of course, Carnival.
The sexual history of Carnival goes back much further than you think. According to historians and cultural experts, Trinidad and Tobago's Carnival has always had little to do with African slaves mocking their European slave masters. Carnival, in fact, came from Egypt. From there, it went to ancient Greece and Rome. The Bacchanalia, which were orgies in honor of Dionysus, were introduced in Rome around 200 BCE. Fast forward generations later, and modern reasons are different from ancient times. And from that, the age-old statement pops up. Children live what they learn. And it starts with Kiddies Carnival.
The parents are in the band with the children and they're winding down to the ground, some of them winding with the children and encouraging them in these type of behaviors that you would more see for Juve or, Carnival Tuesday.
It's a start, Richards says, to darker behavior. During teenage years, teens are bombarded on different fronts. First, soccer caravans are approved by the Ministry of Education that go to some secondary schools and put on concerts.
Even what is in the caravan may be giving them certain instructions because students do carry out the instructions of the artists. So that wine, jam, make waste and that kind of thing, those are the instructions given to an impression of the group.
And then children learn the behavior from other fronts.
See fellas running up and really jamming. It's not like it's ridiculous like what they're doing with women as well. It's like they're bending them over and they're simulating sex coming down the road. And all these kids are there standing up watching this and they learn to do this during this period of time.
They are questioning the kinds of behaviors that they see in adults.
It's not about saying, I'm an adult so I can do it, but you are a child and you can't.
They feel adults really don't care for them, although they say so, and that's where the hypocrisy comes in.
Adults seem to be setting double standards, and that is very, very confusing to a young person.
All our interviewees agree the hypocrisy is rampant and a contributor to the current crisis Trinidad and Tobago is facing with its HIV prevalence figures.
If a politician says, don't watch TV so that will stop you from having sex and reproducing, it is a really covering up the main issue.
Look at how we have been able to handle H1N1, and it's because it isn't sexually related, We embrace the information, it went out quick, fast and furious. That was a public health response. Ask about a public health response to HIV, we're still dealing with that.
If we want to provide a better service, we must be the champions for that better service.
Parents need to wake up, people need to wake up. Maybe we underestimate the power that this carnival has.
Fabian Pear reporting for CCN TV6 from Trinidad and Tobago.
Some say it's culture. Others say it's the alcohol. Whatever it is, there's no denying that there's a baby spike 9 months after most of the carnivals in the region.
Well, so how are young people supposed to learn the practices that will keep them safe? Maybe if everyone judged their actions against, would I like my child to do this? If you can answer yes to that, then it must be okay.
Right, because ultimately children learn what they see, right? So we all need to set a good example. We have no choice.
Yes, and we know how to do just that. Live
up,
love,
protect,
respect.
Now, when we focus on the most at-risk populations, that is most at risk of contracting HIV.
I mean, no one should even be considering sex. Restaurant. Reese.
Now the color pink. That is a group that saved.
Sorry. I was just ending a law.